So hello students, now this is our continuation video of queue. So in our previous video we have seen what is a queue, and we are discussing what are the different way of representing a queue in the memory. And we saw that there are two ways of representing a queue in memory. So one is using an array, and the second method of representing a queue in memory is linked list. And we have completed array representation. Okay, we have seen that, and we also discussed various operations like insertion and deletion in a queue if the queue is represented using array. Now in today's video we will discuss about another implementation, another representation of queue, that is linked list. So how a queue can be represented in the memory using linked list. Okay, and we will see how those insertion and deletion operations will be conducted if the queue is represented in a linked list. Okay, now when a queue is implemented in memory using a linked list, then it is known as a linked queue. So we refer that such a type of queue as linked queue. Okay, now here queue is represented as a collection of nodes. So we know that a linked list is basically a collection of nodes, and each node is a memory block containing at least two fields. Okay, now we use linked list to represent queue. So queue will be represented as a collection of nodes such that each node will contain data item as well as address of the next node, just like a linked list. Okay, but those collection of nodes will be now behaved or will be now treated as a queue. Okay, now how that will be represented, we will see that. Now in already linked list, we have seen in linked list that to maintain the starting address we are using a pointer variable head, or we are using a pointer variable start. But here, since we are implementing a queue in the form of linked list, we need two pointer variables. Okay, so here we need two pointer variables are required. One of the pointer variable is known as rear, so it is a pointer variable, and another pointer variable is known as front. Okay, one is rear and one is front. Now what is rear? A rear is a pointer which hold address of the last node. So address of last node means, see, address of the node that arrives in the queue last, and that arrives in the queue late. Okay, so you know that queue is a FIFO structure, first in first out structure. So whichever node that arrives in the queue late, that address must be stored in rear. Now what is front? It is a pointer which holds address of the first node. Okay, so that we will, instead of maintaining a single pointer variable, unlike linked list, here we use two pointer variables. So one is rear and one is front. Now when queue is empty, so we assume there are no items yet inserted in a queue. So when that queue is empty, both rear and front, these two pointer variable must be set to null. Okay, so this is the basic concept of representing. Now the moment we try to perform insertion, then insertion will be conducted from the rear end, and the moment we perform deletion will be conducted from the front end. Okay, so I am giving you a diagrammatic example of how linked list can be represented, how a queue can be represented using linked list. Now suppose we will say right now queue is empty. When queue is empty, we will assume that rear equals to null and front equals null. Okay, so this is right now the queue is empty. Now the moment we perform insert, let's say data item that we insert is 10, then how the queue will looks like, let me tell you. Now we know we have to use a linked list. So first of all we will create a new node. So this is my new node. This new node must have an address. Let us assume that the address of the new node is 100. This is address. Now in its info part, since it is a node, it has info part and it must have a link part. The info part will contain 10. Link part, since this is the first node, there is no other node, so link part should contain a null value. Okay, so this is null. Now this is the only node available in the linked list, means this is the only data or only node available in the queue. Now the value of rear should be changed to 100 and the value of front must also be 100 because this is the first node. So both rear and front are pointing to the first node. Okay, so we can say if this is rear and this is front, both pointing to the first node. Clear? Now the moment I perform insert 20, so now first operation is over, then another item will be inserted. Now already we have 10 in our queue and this is 100. Now at this position another new node should be created. Okay, right now the first node is rear as well as front, but now we will create a new node. So let's say this is our new node. Data stored here is 20 and its address of this new node is 150. So what happens? Here I will store 150 so that the first node will point to the second node and the link part of the second node will contain null. Okay, now value of rear will become 150 so that it points to this, and the value of front will remain 100 so that front points to the first node. Okay, I hope you understood this. See, now out of these two nodes, which one arrives in the queue late or which one arrives in the queue last? The second node. And which one arrives first? The first node. Okay, whose value is 10? This is pointed by front and the node which that arrives late is pointed by rear. Okay, now again if we perform insertion, another insertion, let's say insert 30. So how the queue should look like? First data is 10, its link part contains address to 150, so its address is 100, and front contains 100, so first node. Okay, now this is my second node, its content 20, so its address is 150. Now when a new data is required to be inserted, we need a new node, so this is a new node. Okay, and let us assume its address is 200 and the link part of the current rear node. Now this one will be my current rear node. Earlier it was rear, so its link part which was already contained null, now it will point to 200, so it will point to here, and info stored in the new node will be now 30 and its link part will be null. Okay, so the variable rear will contain 200, so it will point to last. So this is my front node, this is my rear node. Now if at all I have to delete something, which one we should delete? We should delete the first node, and once this node will be deleted, the value of front will now point to 150. Okay, so this is how insertion and deletion will take place in a linked queue. Okay, so this is what the concept of linked queue. Clear? Now we shall see operations in a linked queue. We will see algorithm for insertion operation and for deletion operation in a queue that is implemented in the form of a linked list. Okay, so insertion algorithm in linked queue. linked queue. Okay, now linked queue means a linked list, but it will behave like a queue. So when we perform insertion, we must ensure that the insertion procedure will be, the steps required to insert will be similar to the insertion steps of a linked list. So first of all, we will allocate a memory space for a new node by using malloc function. Okay, so let me tell you the steps. Create a new node. So create a new node means allocate memory space by dynamically allocating space. Okay, if the space allocation is failed, so that means the memory space is not available, so we say this is overflow. If memory allocation fails, then overflow. Okay, otherwise proceed step 2. So in step 2, what we need, see, in the first step itself, we are trying to create a new node by allocating memory space. Okay, when the memory space allocation is succeeded, then we put the data in the info part and we will put null in the link part of the new node. Okay, set info of new node as item and link of new node as null. Okay, then in the step 3, we have to perform adjustment of some pointer field so that this new node will be attached. So this new node will be attached in the link part, in the rear end. Okay, so diagrammatically, let's see, if this is my first node, let's say front, and this is my second node. Okay, let's say this one is rear. Okay, now its address is 150, its address is 100, and right now it is null. Now suppose this is my new node. So this is my new node. This new node will be attached here. Okay, so this new node will be my last node. So what we shall do, the link part of the rearest node. So right now this one is rear, its link part is null. The link part of rear node should now point to the new node. Okay, if I make this adjustment and then I have to change the value of rear. Now rear should, this rear pointer, now instead of pointing to the 150, it will now point to the new node. These two pointer must be set. Okay, so change link field of rear node to point to the new node and change value of pointer variable rear so that it points to new node. Okay, so these are the steps that are required to insert a node in a queue which is represented as a linked list. Okay, so what are the algorithm? What is the algorithm? So let us write the algorithm. The first of all, before writing algorithm, you must ensure that the linked list must be represented as a collection of node. So each node must have a structure. So we have to define struct node. Now this is my algorithm. Okay, let me write an algorithm in a different sheet of paper. so that it will be better visible clearly. Okay, the algorithm. So this is the algorithm to insert. Now first, struct node. Okay, and let us assume that the info part of the node is of integer type. So it then struct node asterisk link. So this is a node structure that to define the node of a linked list. Now I will write a function insert underscore linked queue. Now some parameter must be passed. Okay, so to represent a queue we need two pointer variable. One is rear and the second one is front. Okay, so struct node asterisk rear comma, so there is no space here, I am writing over here. Then struct node asterisk front, this one is required, and we need integer item. Okay, so these are the three parameter that is required to perform integer. So these are parameter. Okay, so one of the parameter is asterisk rear, means it is a pointer variable, then asterisk front, and the data type is struct node, and this is int item. Okay, so now begin. So at first we will use malloc function. So I will create new underscore node. So it is a pointer variable. New node is a pointer variable whose data type is struct node. Okay, struct node data type equals struct node asterisk, then I will write malloc. Okay, malloc function is written, and here we will use size of what? Struct node. Okay guys, okay, so this statement creates a node. Now we have to examine whether underflow condition or underflow situations occurs or not. Okay, so now we will write if new underscore node equals to null. So when malloc fails, it will return null, so it is stored in new node. So then, so this is overflow condition. I am extremely sorry, it is not underflow. When new underscore node is null, then malloc fails to allocate memory, so we call it overflow. So we will write print overflow exit. Okay, end if. Fine. So otherwise, if this condition is false, we'll jump here. Now a node memory space is reserved. Now we can put some data. So new underscore node, in its info part put the item, and new underscore node in its link part put null. So why null? Because the new node will be inserted at the rear end, so it will be the last node. Okay, so now what? Now I have to change my pointer, but before changing pointer we have to check that if this insertion is taking place on an empty queue or not, because when the queue is empty, definitely the value of rear as well as front are actually null. So right now there are no nodes, and the new node that I have created, that will be my first node. So in such a scenario, we simply set front and rear to the address of this new node. So we have to set front as well as rear as new node. Okay, so now how do you know whether the queue is empty or not? When the queue is empty, the rear and front equals to null. So we check here if simply we can check rear equals null. So if rear equals to null, then definitely front will also be null because Q is empty. So if rear equals to null, then set rear equals new underscore node, as well as you have to set front equals to new underscore node. Okay. Else. So else means the new node that is created will be inserted in the list in the queue, and queue already contains some other nodes. So here the new node will be inserted at the end, at the rear end. So rear end means this will be the new node will be my last node. So what changes I should make? The currently the node which is pointed by rear, see, if this is the currently rear node, if this is the node which is pointed by rear, then its link part which was null must point to the new node. So I must write here, I must write here rear of link is equals to new underscore node. So the link part of the rear node now contains address of the new node. But now address of the new node should again be present in the pointer variable rear, so that rear points to the new node. So now we can write rear equals new underscore node. Okay. So end of if. Now my insertion is concluded. So finally I can write end. Okay guys, so this is what insertion of a new node in a queue, basically in a linked queue. Okay, so in my next video I will show you the deletion operations, how to delete a node from a linked queue. So till then, goodbye. So guys, now we will see how to perform deletion in a queue which is represented using a linked list. So deletion in a linked queue. Now this deletion process is very much similar to deleting a node from a linked list, but now we have to remove a target node. In case of linked list, we could have removed a node from any position, but since we are maintaining a linked list as a queue, therefore we should remove a node that is from a fixed position, and that fixed position must be front, because we know that in a queue whichever inserted first, that has to be removed first. So only the front node will be removed. Okay, so what are the steps? Now first step is to check for underflow. So first check underflow. Now what is underflow criteria? It will check that whether linked list or whether the queue contains at least one element or not. If the queue is empty, so there is underflow. So in that case, insertion is not, deletion is not possible. Okay, so what is the criteria to check for underflow condition? See, when the queue is empty, we have two pointer fields. We have rear and front, both are null. So we simply check front because we are trying to remove from the front end. So we can say if front is null, then underflow. Okay. Now, if there is not underflow, otherwise we will go to step 2. Okay. So step 2 will be conducted only when the step 1, this condition fails. Now, when we want to remove, we have to, now we know that in a linked list, to remove a node, you have to reach to that node. So here, since I want to remove the first node, whose address is at the front, so I can simply set the address of the front node to a temporary pointer variable. So rather set TMP equals to front. So TMP is a temporary pointer variable and address of the front node is now available in TMP. Okay, and then we can just simply change the front so that it will point to the next node. So this deletion process is very much similar to deleting the first node from a linked list. Okay, so now here instead of start pointer, we have to change the front pointer. Let me show you with a diagram. Suppose this is my queue, which is represented in the form of linked list. Okay, we have some other node, but now this one is my front node. Okay, so if I have to remove this, its address is now set in TMP. So its address, it is now TMP. Now what we should change? We should simply set front to point to the next node. So how can we do so? In the step 3, what we will do, set front equals to TMP of link. Why TMP of link? Or you can write front of link, because this is front right now. Its address is stored in TMP. So this one is its link field. This link field contains address of the next node. So if I will remove it, the pointer variable front will point to the second node, so that the second node will become my front node. Okay, so these are the simple changes that I have to make to delete a node from the linked queue. Okay, so now straight away we can write the algorithm. Okay, it is very much similar to deleting a node from a single linked list. So let's write the algorithm. First we need a structured data type. So I'll create struct node. It has an integer info part with, and then struct node asterisk link. It has a link part also. So this is the structure. Now we will give a name to our algorithm. So name of the algorithm is delete underscore link queue. Okay, so parameter which are required are struct node asterisk front is required, also rear is required. So I am just writing asterisk rear. So these are the two parameters that is required. So I don't have enough space, so I am writing here. You should write struct node asterisk rear. So these are the two parameters. Okay, then begin. Fine. The first step that you should perform is to check for underflow. So I can simply check if front equals null, then print underflow and return. Return means the deletion will fail. So end of if structure. Now if there is no underflow, then we will proceed. So what is the next step? In the next step, since I have to remove the front node, I will create a temporary variable TMP. Temporary, it is a pointer variable. TMP should be set as front. Okay. So now TMP points to a node which is the first node. Okay. Now for deletion, we have to remove its info part. Okay. So I will use TMP is just pointer variables. Okay, whose data type must be similar to struct node. The data type of TMP is a struct node. Now I will use another integer variable item where I will write TMP of info. So it means the info part of that node is removed now and stored in a variable item. Okay. Now I have to change my pointer, the value of front. So how I can change it? Front equals TMP of link. So the variable front is now changed. Okay. And finally, I will release the memory free TMP, because now the node which is pointed by TMP should be freed. That space must be released, and it will be available now in the list of free spaces. Okay. And finally I can write return item. So this will show me the data item that is removed from the node. Then I'll write end. Okay guys, I hope you understood this particular portion. Okay, so if let me explain you with that little diagram. So suppose this is my first node and front is pointing to this node, and now this is my second node. Okay, let's say its address is 200, its address is 100. So what is the value stored here at front? 100. Okay, this is 100. Now in the first line I have written asterisk of TMP equal to front. It should not be asterisk. I am writing asterisk here because to let you know that this is a pointer variable. So now I have created a temporary pointer variable TMP. Now TMP is now 100. So now TMP is also pointing to this. In the second line I have written item equal to TMP of info. So TMP of info means the info part. Let's say the info part contains 20. This data is now removed from this node. Okay, and it is stored in item. Okay, now in the next step I have written front equals the value of front. The front has to be changed, which was right now 100. It should be changed to TMP of link. So this is TMP pointing to 100. What is the link part of TMP? Its link part is 200 because this is pointing to 200. So now the variable front is updated with TMP link. TMP link is 200. So now front becomes 200. This is front. So now front points to this. So now this link has been broken. Okay, this. And now this particular node should be released. So free TMP. So it is now destroyed. Then return item. So item is returned. Okay guys. So this is how deletion algorithm in a linked queue will be conducted. Okay. So this is what is linked queue is all about. So in our this tutorial we have completed a linear queue. So in next video we will discuss the different types of queue. Okay, we have many types of queue, but the topic that we have discussed about queue is simple linear queue. We will see some other form of queues in our next video. So till then, thank you.